everybody. Welcome back to Unfiltered, Unashamed. Today, we're going to try to do a little different and just do a shoot the shit, just one of our normal conversations. Feel like we actually showed up to record today, and there's just a lot of anxiety. There's a lot of,
from both of us.
yeah,
Totally different reasons.
yeah. And so I think sometimes what that means is the plan can change.
Yep.
And it's okay to shift directions. And there's a part where I think having a conversation with my girlfriend would be a little bit more healing for myself. And I think a good way to start that is just kind of with the idea of how do we start that?
If it's at all helpful, maybe we just do it as we would if we were starting a workout.
That's kind of what I envisioned. Well, okay, you want to be real. Walking into a workout, one person is generally already there, and the other one comes in, opens the door, and slams their yoga mat down on the floor, saying, "You won't
What the
believe
fuck
this."
is going on with traffic today?
Yes, like just ridiculous things that come out of our mouths, and then it just kind of spirals from there. And
Right.
I mean, without obviously sharing our own personal tea that we don't necessarily really want the world to have, we generally fall back a lot on our history too, and like knowing each other and how we can bounce back and forth in that conversation. But for the sake of this, let's maybe go the route of what are you doing this weekend?
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't sound exciting at the moment. I am going to be working tomorrow. I think I have like 6 or 7 clients, so I will do that during the day. Hit up a workout on my way home. I am getting breakfast. I'm not even going to call it brunch because we're meeting at 8 a.m. on Sunday.
That's too that is too early. I know you and this friend do this often, and
Yeah.
that's too early, but you're a good friend.
So yeah, I'm gonna do that Sunday morning and then we'll see.
I don't know the
My
weather.
laundry's caught up,
I love
so I
that
don't
for
have to
you.
do laundry this weekend. I should clean my floors. Not gonna do that because we have melting snow
Yeah.
and my dogs are just gonna
Destroy them.
destroy them. Thankfully, I don't have carpet anymore, so it's a lot easier to clean. I think I'm caught up with work stuff.
Do you remember back when if you had zero plans for the weekend, it felt crushing? It felt just like you were alone and so boring and how awful that would be. Every once in a while, I still get that feeling. Oh my gosh, I am really boring. I don't do anything. And I hate that sometimes weekends just turn into chores because that's gets annoying.
Well, it doesn't actually feel like a break then.
Yeah.
But I will say, thinking of like the weekends where you don't have plans, for some reason, not generally in the spring, but always in the fall when the smell outside shifts a little bit and the mornings are crisp and cool. And I can actually on Friday nights, Thursday nights, Friday nights, whatever, I can hear the football games
From the school.
from the school. And at that time of year always brings me back to like you and me and some of our other girlfriends getting ready to go out for a Friday night.
Sure. I was gonna say not to a football game.
No,
I think I went to one football game.
I went to, I guess I went to one football game. I mean, I left.
Yeah, I don't know if I stayed the whole time.
I left with a
But
boy and then I got picked back up.
I think, yeah, the getting ready. I do miss that sort of mild excitement a little
Yeah,
bit.
it felt like anything was possible,
Yes.
right?
Yes. But I think
Am I going to run into my crush? Am
most
I
of the
going to
time,
someone new driving around?
most of the time it was disappointing. Those
Yeah,
things didn't happen. I mean, which is
yeah.
fine. We still had fun. We just don't do things like that anymore. It seems so hard to like,
Mm.
and I was talking to somebody the other day about, what there is to do, not necessarily for fun, but as in activities on the weekends that would be good with friends and not necessarily kids, because there's a lot of kid-oriented things.
Sure.
And I lack knowing them. I'm not a craft fair person.
We're not like
sports people.
right. And although where we live, the fall is consumed by the football season for many, many people.
Yeah.
It's every
Dictates
Saturday, but that's not really either of us.
Good thing we both work on Saturdays.
Yeah, that's true.
I feel like I would get bored having a continually 2-day weekend. I feel like I would waste a day. I do feel like sometimes when I work during the day on Saturday and then I come home, I tend to be more productive, possibly, or
Yeah.
we do something more. If I had just been home all day, I
Right.
could see that just getting kind of wasted away.
Sure.
But
My kiddo and I went to an escape room a few weeks ago
oh
for
yeah,
his birthday. I think that's something that you could potentially do as
with
a
a
family,
group.
but you could also do it with a group of friends. And I think that could be really fun.
Yeah, it could be. But again, it's the planning, the getting a group
Right.
of people together.
Right.
I think that's where your friends fall off as you get older because I have like my friend times and then I have the time, not necessarily with my family, but that's just kind of like off friend zone. I mean, even when we used to do like phone calls between friends, no one called me at night. It was like after 5 o'clock, there's no more time for the friend conversations. You know, you're in
Sure.
your
Unless
family.
it's emergent.
Well,
But for the
right. But like
most
for the chit
part,
chat or for making
yeah.
plans,
Yeah, you're right.
that sort of thing, it just doesn't happen. Yeah, I do feel like there is a mild disappointment of being like, oh, I have nothing to do this weekend. And what then does that turn into? Because for me, that usually turns into chores. And then it's a cycle because I'm like, oh, I feel so good that I got this done.
Hmm.
And then I'm irritated that I'm doing chores. That's like my life.
Hmm. Yeah, I was probably overproductive yesterday,
Mm.
in many ways. And on the one hand, that freed up some of my time this weekend, and on the other hand, that freed up some of my time this weekend.
Right. So
And I'm
what are you
like,
gonna
I
do?
don't, I don't know.
Yeah, because
I don't know.
I work tomorrow. Well, today is my birthday celebrations, possibly. Tomorrow is again I work,
Day.
but then we have zero plans for the evening. Sunday. Oh, actually, Sunday I do have plans. Look at that. I have a coworker left, and so we are getting together as a group for a mid-afternoon cocktail
Oh,
appetizer.
I do kind of love the Sunday afternoon cocktail.
Yeah.
It does ruin the
I was
entire rest of the day.
I was gonna say it will make Monday really rough because Sunday night I'll be irritated because basically I'll get home and still have all the chores because even there are just some things that can't be done until Sunday night. So I will just still have all those things to do. And so I'm hoping to not be in a funk. I don't know. It's hard sometimes. It also depends on where my cycle's at
Sure.
of how I handle that.
Sure.
But
See, I would have a cocktail or two on a Sunday afternoon and just go home and go to bed.
oh my God.
I mean, I'll get up probably for an hour or two, but like then just
Oh,
sleep
that
because
gives
why
me
not?
so much anxiety.
Well,
This is true. We have
I
different households.
no longer have
Yeah.
children that need to be prepared for the
Yeah. School week.
school week or for the work week or
Yeah.
whatever.
Yeah.
And I typically don't work Mondays or I don't work until the afternoon.
So that's
So,
helpful. You can do that in the morning.
yeah,
Yeah. Yeah. I think that's probably the biggest issue is I just get because I've also Saturday night I don't really feel like doing laundry. I don't know why. It doesn't make any bit of difference. But I don't enjoy doing laundry on Saturday night. I'll do it any other day of the week. For some reason Saturday night's off limits.
isn't that interesting?
I just think it just makes me feel really lame. I'm aware that my life is pretty boring, but I don't want to be doing laundry on Saturday night. For whatever
I don't
reason.
necessarily have that association with it.
Mm.
Like I wouldn't be opposed to doing laundry on a Saturday night because I would feel bad about it. But I mean, I try to do my laundry when I'm on a work from home day.
Oh, sure.
So it's not like an extra
Hmm.
chore. My mindset's already in work mode.
Yeah. This thought just popped into my head is if you could take us back 30 years and have and
Oh
have
my God, it is 30
and
years.
have us think that we are going to be talking about how and when we do our laundry on the weekend, we might be really crushed at
Hmm.
13. I don't know. I mean, I do think that there is something with aging that is really boring. It's in your younger years, you just don't anticipate that it's going to be boring, but I'm also okay with it. If someone called me and said, hey, we're going downtown tonight at 8 o'clock,
Hmm.
gonna grab some
Hmm.
cocktails, I would be like, nope.
Yeah, no, thank
Well,
you.
no, there might be a rare instance. If it's beautiful weather,
We did last summer.
randomly?
No, last fall. We went to that German thing and it was like a random last minute
It
thing.
was, yes.
And
Yeah.
it wasn't 8 or 9 at night
No,
and
no,
it
no.
wasn't downtown. So not like
Never
that
mind.
at all.
But we did something spontaneous.
But we spontaneously
Yes, did something.
went and
Hung
went to
out.
a beer garden.
Right. But I similar. But
Like
you know
a
what?
couple miles from home.
We left the
At
house.
like 6 o'clock
We left the house on a Saturday evening. So that, and it wasn't until like
without pre-planning.
yeah,
I think I texted
yeah,
you and was like, "Hey, you
yeah,
want to meet
yeah.
here in an hour?"
Without Costco, without it being like a Costco or a Target or whatever.
Right.
I also would have never thought that I would pick a Target pickup order over going and shopping inside Target.
So I rarely shop in stores anymore.
Oh, I shop in stores way more than you do.
Yeah, I have tried to just really cut out the window shopping
Mm-hmm.
and because I just buy stuff I don't need.
Yeah.
99% of the time, if I go in the store, I'm going to grab something I don't need.
Right.
Whereas if I just order online and do the pickup,
It
I'm
keeps
not
it to your
tempted.
right.
It keeps me closer to my budget.
Because holy crap, it is so easy to spend money. I mean, everything you do, everything online is
Mhm.
geared around spending money.
For sure.
All
Yeah.
the social medias have ads for
Mhm.
it could be even for a streaming service. Boom, you sign up for that because you want to watch that movie. Money spent. It could be
And
for
then you forget to cancel it, and now you're paying $7.99 a month for a year, and you only ever watch one thing.
right. I mean, or
Most
clothes,
expensive movie ever.
or clothes, or
Yes.
kitchen utensils. I mean, just like random
Well, I'm
things.
not into
Well,
those.
no, no kitchen things. Okay, that's fair. I mean, I see things for new pots and pans all the time. I would love new pots and pans.
Yeah, see, that doesn't even come up in my algorithm because no, thank you.
And well, a lot of it I see in this mom's group that I follow
Mm.
online. And so maybe that's partially because everyone puts their link and then I'm like, what's out there?
I'm
And
such a nerd. Like you're getting pots and pans. I'm getting little videos of simulations of heart surgery. And this is the difference between our algorithms.
but it kind of says a lot about our lives too. I mean, very much I'm that traditional maker.
You're a mom
Yeah.
through and through.
Yeah.
You are a mom
Yeah.
through and through.
Well, I mean, I think you are too, but like I definitely have I think I enjoy cooking. I
Yeah.
enjoy doing that sort of stuff. Where it's just not your jam.
It's not my jam. No. I literally the other night I was making mac and cheese
Okay.
for my kiddo.
Yeah.
Because that's about, you know,
Your
my skill
level.
level and the amount of time that I'm willing to put into cooking.
Sure.
And the water boiled over after I put the noodles in.
Yeah.
And he looked at me and said, "What do you do that makes the water boil over every time you make noodles?"
I can tell you.
And I just looked at him and I said, I don't pay attention.
You don't turn the heat down.
I
And then
do.
you just let it go then? You don't
I go from like 9, I turn it down to 7 after I put the noodles
Okay.
in. Because if I go lower than that, it's not going to stay boiling.
Yeah.
I stir, my problem is I walk
Oh, wow.
away because I'm bored
Well, okay.
and then I forget to come back.
Yes.
That's the biggest problem.
Now, just because I do enjoy cooking does not mean I don't do that. There's kind of an ongoing joke at most that if something is more sensitive when it's cooking, my husband will say, "Do you want me to stand there or do you got it?"
Oh,
Because I also just am like, "It's fine. I'm going to go over here and grab it.
yeah.
I'm going to go do this. I'm going to, because I don't
Right. Like I'm going to throw the noodles in, I'm going to
Right.
stir.
But
I'm going to go switch a load of laundry.
no problem dedicating that time to that. And it drives me crazy. So maybe it's a male female thing. I don't know.
I don't know.
Or time
I do.
wasting versus not time. I don't know. It's not wasting time. You're cooking food, but yeah, I don't have the patience for that for sure.
Yeah. So,
But there's a lot of things that I think it would be interesting to be a fly on the wall in so many people's households. And I'm saying in a positive place, not for like all the garbage that happens in people's lives, just to see how they do things differently. Or it would be interesting just flipping back to even how your parents grew up. Again, nothing negative, just like normal daily, whatever. I think that'd be an interesting way to be able to maybe interpret things differently.
I feel like I have a pretty good handle on how things ran in my mom's house because I still see that when we do family things. Whoever hosts does the main dish, everybody else will bring the sides, and then my mom's generation does the dishes by hand together in the kitchen. And I'm sure that that's what it was like growing up
Sure.
in my grandma's house.
So total flip here. This year is already basically
We're almost done with we're almost done with first quarter.
So I am panicking. I need a dress for my daughter's wedding and her bridal shower, which I also need to get the invitations out for the bridal shower because I haven't done that yet. Here's a question, and people can let us know their thoughts on this. So for her bridal shower, what we decided to do was host a floral design.
So like everyone gets to make a bouquet.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
But if they want to participate, they have to pay for it.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like that's like walking on a line of tacky, but I also don't give a shit. Does that make sense? Like I'm hosting the event.
Welcome to 40s. How come they
Oh,
like,
yeah. In my 20s, 30s, I would have like hard no. But we're hosting, providing a venue, we're providing food, we're providing drinks, we're providing entertainment. But you have to, if you, and you can sit there and not
sure,
do it,
sure.
but if you want to do it, you're paying for it. And it's an actual florist coming in and
Mhm.
showing
So
them.
you're paying them for their
Yeah.
time.
And you get to pick the flowers that you
And
want.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, I think that's fine. I
Yeah.
mean, I went to a bridal shower last year during the summer at kind of wine store slash restaurant
Okay.
where they, they serve small plates or
Hmm.
whatever. And I'm not a wine drinker.
Okay.
I bought drinks outside of what was
Oh, I
provided.
see what you're saying. Yes. So to make it what you
So,
wanted,
right. So I don't have the expectation
that everything's going to be provided
that
for you.
everything's going to be provided. I can either accept what's been offered
Mm-hmm.
or I may have to pay
Yeah.
additional. I
Yeah.
guess that's my
I think
thoughts at
that
this
it's
point.
also very much a 40s.
Yeah.
I probably wouldn't have felt that way in my 30s. I even younger. I probably
Yeah.
would have avoided. I probably would have just had nothing instead of making it what I wanted. I would have just
Hmm.
gone with, or or whatever. But yeah, I need to find these dresses as well, and that's kind of. I
Have you
would give
started looking?
not this year. So I started last fall. It's the summer wedding, so that didn't really help me. I would love to pull off a jumper for the shower. I just don't think it's just I don't have long enough legs.
Well, last time I bought a jumper, it cost me more to have it tailored.
I remember
Uh-huh.
that.
It's cute. I love it.
So adorable.
It cost me 2 times the cost of the original item to have it tailored correctly.
That's crazy. I haven't had anything tailored in so long. I think because it is that it's just if I can't buy it and it doesn't work, I'm not going to do it.
Yeah. Now, I would throw out that we do have a store here in town that if you purchase there,
Oh,
they
yeah,
do have free.
free alterations.
I would highly recommend checking that.
I did look in the fall.
Yeah.
I will need to go back, especially for the shower dress or shower outfit or whatever I end up wearing. Because it's at the end of May, and you also don't know what the weather's going to be like here at the end of May. It could be cold, it could be rainy, it could be hot. You have no idea. So yeah, it's getting real. It's getting to be the real deal. And so this is kind of an interesting realization for myself, and I think I might have told you this. So regarding the wedding and the fact that I have 3 kids ranging in age from 6.5 to 20 have been the different age mom in all these for all these kids. And now this year, I actually finally bit the bullet and asked one of these mothers because she is very kind and our kiddos get along and whatnot. We were at an outdoor event with our kids and she said something and I was just like, if you don't mind me asking, how old are you? She's 29. And the just hurt of the fact that I'm like, wow, like it's a weird place to be in for sure because I don't feel old.
Hmm.
Speaking of the moms group I had mentioned earlier, it is Anonymous Fridays every Friday. And this last Friday, I thought we've talked multiple times about wearing panties, not wearing panties, and apparently it is still a very hot topic amongst mothers.
Or at least in this mom's group.
Yes, and so many of them still are saying like, why would you ever wear underwear? Period.
Chafing.
That's what one person said, and they're like, no, I've never had that. Mine is
Even I just cannot imagine jeans
being comfortable without underwear on.
being, yeah.
Well, and perfect example today. What happened right before we started? I sneezed.
You sneeze. It was actually beautiful because as she sneezed, she said,
Yeah. Shit, I'm gonna pee.
"Yep,
I'm gonna pee. I did not pee.
you did not pee." And
Well,
I, to be fair, did not have my contacts in at the moment, but I don't even think you did the like
I
legs
don't think
crossed
I
bend
did.
over
I think it
to
was just
try and like
gonna
hold it in.
gonna happen. I
Yeah.
didn't, so lucky there. But
Yeah.
that's another reason why you wear underwear.
Mhm.
I mean, but even I never was a commando girl. Ever. I mean, I think maybe there was like 4 days of my whole life that I was like
I
feeling pretty sassy and was like gonna go without underwear.
I really can't even go commando overnight.
No, I usually don't. I mean,
Like pre-kids,
uh-huh.
I was fine
We used to
to,
sleep. Yeah, it was like cool to sleep naked.
and I was fine to sleep naked or just with a pair of
Mhm.
panties. Pre-kids, mostly panties. Something on the
Yeah.
bottom. Can't I need
Too
something on the
comfortable.
bottom,
Yeah.
and now I wear a hoodie and a sweatshirt
I was gonna say I'm always cold.
in layers.
Yeah.
But for sure, on the off chance I'm like on vacation, it's hot somewhere or something, there has to be panties. I cannot even sleep without panties.
I'm a panty advocate. I feel like we need to make like stickers or something that say
these bitches wear panties. It's for your safety and hygiene. I mean, not just our own, but other people. I don't want to go sit in a waiting room where the person before me did not wear underwear and they sneezed and pissed a little bit. I get that it's a dribble. I get that pee is like relatively sanitary.
That's where I was gonna go with that. Is it not just maybe it's not pee?
I feel like it's disrespectful to the entire community.
It's unsanitary.
I mean, for fuck's sake, these are the same women who are probably using the toilet covers in public toilets.
Right.
Meanwhile,
leaving
your slime and everything you sit on.
Yeah. Gross. It's
right?
Gross. Yeah.
I mean, this is the person who does the like toilet paper and they hover.
Right. Which just
they
makes
hover.
more of a mess for more people, for other people.
Also rude to the community at large.
Yep.
But then they just pull up their leggings and
do you never have like there used to be a joke that my dad would do, and it was like he'd say the alphabet, but it would be LMNOQRS. And the whole thing is like you're supposed to say where'd the P go? Running down your leg.
Oh wow, that is a dad joke and a half, and I can totally hear your dad saying it. Absolutely.
But like that's the other part too, is it's like, what
sometimes
dribble when you stand up.
I'm gonna posit a theory here that the trend away from bush has reduced the dribble issue.
But like if you don't have it, you don't dribble?
Right.
I mean, I guess.
I mean, I think you still can, but
if there's nothing hanging onto it.
Right. I think you're less likely to dribble. Okay. Yeah. So once again, please
wear underwear.
Wear your panties loud and proud.
I don't care what kind they are.
I don't care.
I know some people are so against thongs. I personally, I don't, as long as they fit, if they're too small, hard no. But I don't mind a thong.
See, and this is where my INTJ, like personality, rational, logical personality comes out. Is I hear thong and I think infection. This says medical providers should discuss underwear fabric rather than style.
That makes sense.
So that's fair. But I mean, you don't really see cotton thongs that much.
No, but they all have the cotton.
It could be.
They all have like the cotton pocket or whatever. I don't know why. Why is it a pocket? Like it's not sewn. Maybe it is sewn. I don't know. I don't really look. No, it's not. That's weird. But I just had a thought as to why it's that way. What if it's to put like a little vibrator there?
Oh.
And hold it in place. I don't know. That was just my thought. Why else would it be open? What are you going to shove in your pocket of your underwear?
$5? I mean, you could store your money there. Talk about offensive to the community.
So I had a friend tell me once that she had a friend who continually had yeast infections and basically like chronic yeast infections. They were trying to figure out why. It wasn't like she had multiple partners. She did all the things, whatever. I don't know really what truly causes the yeast infection, but ultimately what they came down to, it was her underwear. And it was because she was a person who didn't replace her underwear often. And apparently when you're washing your underwear, there's nothing actually like getting them 100% clean. This is what was said. But basically, if you're washing them in like hot water or bleach, there's nothing actually like cleaning them properly. So basically her yeast infections were causing yeast infections. So she had a yeast infection. She wore these underwear, washed them in the washer, and then continually, that sort of thing. And that freaked me out. It didn't make me go buy new underwear, though.
I will say, so one of my girlfriends had to have surgery a while back. Mm-hmm. And, she had just normal bikini panties, right? But they were hitting right at her surgery line. And that was uncomfortable. So I shipped her some Hanes grandma panties.
Hell yeah, those are comfy.
Right? So she could wear them during her recovery. Uh-huh. And then I went to her house one night and her husband was like, you got to take these underwear back because I can't get her out of them. And I was like, no, she gets to do what she wants to do. So then I had a procedure and I bought the Hanes granny panties for myself because I knew I was going to have, some surgical site stuff. And so I tell you what, those fucking things.
They're so comfortable.
Unbelievable.
They are 3 C-sections. I mean, it took me months to get out of those suckers because they come right up to the belly button. They don't cause snuggies or wedgies or whatever.
Nope.
Breathe.
They breathe. Yeah. Not even kidding.
They are They
I
are
thought I would
really
wear,
comfortable.
yeah, I mean, I thought I would wear them like just, while things were healing up or whatever. Didn't maybe fully appreciate, even though I had gotten feedback from my friends that
Right.
they're
How
amazing.
comfortable they really are.
And yeah, I mean, I'm almost a granny panty convert.
Problem with them is I wear a lot of leggings. And
Agree. They don't work with
I
leg.
don't wear
Well,
leggings.
I actually haven't even tried. I just assumed they wouldn't work.
I mean, it's, and I don't mind a panty line, but like most of those have like a thicker edge on them. And like, I'm not ready for that yet.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
Yeah,
while my butt
I like
still
the
looks,
no
while
show
my butt still looks
bikini.
relatively cute in leggings, I want to, not
Mhm.
have a underwear line there. But yeah, granny panties, I mean, they have a purpose and they are very comfortable.
Yeah.
The colors and designs could probably get
You know
into.
what? I just went for virginal white.
Oh, okay.
Let's just keep it. I mean, if we're gonna go this direction,
I went
let's
black.
just keep it simple.
Not for any possible sexiness. Just I feel like I don't wear a lot of white of anything. I mean, I also when I wore them, I had just had C-sections, so I was still bleeding. So obviously, I wasn't gonna do white.
Yeah, that's a valid
Yeah,
point. Yeah.
because that
Yeah.
was
Yeah, that would not be cool.
yeah. I mean,
And you
it's just more
definitely were trying to
noticeable.
look sexy.
Nope, no, that was not on my list.
That's the era of a woman's life where it's like, don't touch me.
Right. Yeah. I have heard some women who actually say that they cannot wait to have sex, and that some women do not wait to have sex until they're cleared. Obviously, ending most of the time in infection or
Hmm.
whatever
Risky behavior.
risky behavior. I just find it impressive that once you've had a baby, not only has your body gone through so much, and this is not even anything to do with your partner, it is just simply like, how do you have time to get aroused? I mean, you
Oh,
are so
yeah.
not focusing on yourself at all. I mean,
Well, and your body hasn't been your own.
right. So like that to me that's the part for me that I'm like, how do you find time? The fact that you can get aroused is wild. I mean, like just because your brain is not you're in full blown like recovery and shock and all these things just
Hmm.
of life change and whatnot. So that's impressive to me, these women who are like, hey, it's been 2 weeks. You want to get but
To each their own.
teach their own.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't experienced a
Yeah.
pregnancy, birthed a child, or breastfed, and I'm totally okay with that. I don't think I could handle losing like that much
What is that called? Autonomy?
autonomy over
Yeah.
my body.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's a
yeah,
lot. I mean,
yeah.
it is something that is, at first it's fun, right? It's exciting and it's fun. And then all these things are happening that you're like, huh, and you have no control over it. And I think
Mhm.
that's why most women, when they're at their end, they're like, I'm so done. I am beyond grateful that I had 3 C-sections. I know people are like, why would you do that? It's harder on you. It's all these things. And I'm like, yeah, I've heard too many stories. I mean, great stories too of natural
Sure,
births, but
sure.
also some that terrify me. And I just, with my last two, each time I would get about halfway through my pregnancy, more towards the end, and I would be like, well, maybe I should try to deliver naturally. And my husband was like, nope. I'm like, no, you're not. You're talked to your doctor about it. You're having, the third one, I don't think they would have really given me the choice. Maybe they would have, but
Mm,
I was already advanced maternal age and it would have been, but who knows? But yeah, because then your natural instinct kicks in and like you're like, why wouldn't I do that? My body's made for this. Da, 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 da. And now I'm like, yeah, no, I can say that I'm beyond grateful that I did not have to push a human being. Yes, they cut me open and they pried my body open and it was a lot. But I'm okay with that. That's what I actually am like scared for my daughter. If she decides to have kids, I'm terrified for her. A lot of stories regarding it. The fact that we signed up to do it again
right.
is crazy.
Well, I think nature put in, I'm tired of being pregnant component. So you are ready to go through the delivery
Because that's your only end.
because that's your only way out.
That
Right.
makes
I
sense.
think
Yeah,
that's a thing. I also think that teenagers are difficult so that we're ready to launch them.
I agree.
And that's just like by some divine design.
We need to do all these steps to get you ready
Mhm.
to go. Well, and I realized that after my oldest left for college, it was even though that she was a great teenager, it was like I was devastated that she was leaving. And then like 2 weeks later, she came back for a weekend, and I was like, oh, "Yep, okay, let's see you
Mhm.
next week." I mean, like it was just like, "Yep, there's a reason
Yeah.
why they move out and why
Yeah.
they find their own pace." in space because you're just not meant to have them all the time, forever.
Mhm.
You're just not. So, on that, thank you for joining us. Please send us a DM on Instagram at filtered.unashamed. Follow us on Spotify and YouTube, Unfiltered and Unashamed.
Can
Subscribe.
subscribe.
And subscribe, please. You can hit us up on our Gmail if you'd want, unashamed@gmail.com if you have anything you want to share. We will preface this at the beginning of our next video, but we want to lay it out now for those of you who have made it through this tired, slower episode, maybe, that we want to be able to be your outlet for your story that you want out. The craziest thing that's happened to you that you're so embarrassed of, but you would love for people to know. Something that you did that you can't believe you made it through. But anyways, juicy stories, like just funny
Well, maybe
little,
not juicy, juicy.
well, I mean, or maybe we can filter out, but we will keep it completely anonymous. Give us, give us any fun things that maybe you want off your chest, but you are mortified to share yourself. Let us be that unfiltered place for you to share that. With that, we hope you have a wonderful rest of your week and see you later. Bye.